Hey y'all, welcome back to Love Talk. This month on Love Talk, we are focusing on phases of motherhood. It's May, it's Mother's Day, and we have the beautiful Quail on here with her beautiful baby boy. I'm so excited. Yes. So let me ask you, how are you doing today?
You know what? I'm fine. I'm adjusting.
Yeah.
I'm adjusting on, I haven't gone through any type of postpartum at all. So I'm just so grateful, adjusting, learning new ways to figure things out, So for me, day to day, it's a new day for me. And I just feel like I'm adjusting. I'm learning different ways how to maneuver, trying to figure out, if this works, if that works, So for me, it's like I never felt overwhelmed.
Ooh.
Even going to school online while still giving birth, yes. So, girl, nobody but God.
Wow.
Nobody but God. You hear me?
Yeah. Look, okay.
I tilt my hat off to the mothers that's women like you. I wish I had a crown on my head because I give it to y'all.
Okay.
Look, it's real.
It's real. Motherhood is real. And I really am so excited about this month's Love Talk because I know how important it is to celebrate mothers, to support other mothers, to be there for mothers, to simply ask the mother, how are you doing? And when I ask mothers that, I want them to be honest, because for me, I'm just now learning how to say how I'm really doing, because it's so instilled in me to be like, I'm fine. I could be going, it could be shambles, life in shambles, children crying, everybody need me,
Listen, I've had moments, I'm not gonna lie to you, I've had moments where I had to go in the bathroom and cry. Or I would take a shower and just cry because your hormones and your emotions, they're all over the place. And sometimes even on top of this, you still have different priorities to take care of. So it's like, mom still have to be mom, but you still have to probably be wife, boss. You still have other things you have to take care of in spite of this. And you have to learn how to control your emotions, control yourself, and still go on. But that's the beautiful thing about women.
Yeah. Hello, somebody. Hello, somebody.
That's the beautiful thing about women.
And we spitting gems so early on, and I'm so excited about that. But before we dive deep into this, let us know what city and state you're tuning in from.
I currently live in Westwego. The state is Louisiana. Westwego is right outside of Westwego is right outside of MOREEEE. But if you look at the zip code, it would be like Westwego, Avondale, or even Wagner. So that's where I currently live. Yeah.
Yes. And we know that you are a new mother, a first-time mother, a boy mom, but let us just know a little bit more about yourself.
Okay, so I am 28. I'll be 29 in October. I was raised here, and a lot of people would say I'm a little bit of the old school religion girl. My dad's only child, my mom's last child of 5. So for me, even coming into being 28 years old and working for the sheriff's office for many, many years, even going to school, not going to school, starting back up, for me, I always thought, hey, this is supposed to happen at this age. This is supposed to happen at that age. But it wasn't until this day and time where last year I was like, okay, I don't know if this is what I want to do anymore, but I always thought things were supposed to happen at a specific age, at a specific time for me. And it took for this to happen for me to say, okay, I get it. Okay, I understand. If I'm not okay, if I'm not feeling okay, it's okay to tell people, because I will hide so much. I'm very energetic. I love to talk and communicate with other people, but I'm very shy. And a lot of people don't know that neither. I'm very, very, very shy. But it took for me as a 28-year-old Black woman to fully be able to digest certain things and say, okay, now is the time. The healing starts now,
Yes.
And it's not that you have to go through so many different bad things in your life, but I think we as Black women, we look at life on a platter as we supposed to have it this, we supposed to have it that way. Because why? What society says.
Yep.
But we gonna get into that. I don't want to dive too deep into it. We gonna get into that when, you know, we get to that point. But I was just trying to show the viewers or give the viewers a little insight of myself in the way that I think and speak.
And I love what you said about healing, because I am on this healing journey as a 28-year-old. I'll be 28 in a couple weeks, a 28-year-old woman. I'm just trying to heal and unlearn so much, you know. So I really love that you tapped and touched on that. But let's talk about the journey a little bit. I have a book club, and we are reading Nobody Knows the Trouble I've Seen, The Emotional Lives of Black Women. And yeah, it's so good. And a chapter in the book, they talked about, she said, our childhood experiences at home laid a foundation to how we see the world. They establish what is normal and how we relate to others and how we see ourselves. So how has the way that you were raised impacted the way that you're going to raise your son?
Okay, good. We speaking on that. And you asked me that question. Okay, for example, it's getting dark, right? Mm-hmm. So I was raised, when the street lights come on, you better be inside, you know? And I'm gonna touch bases on that even deeper because of what's going on in New Orleans. Our children are robbing. Yes. They're killing. They're doing all kind of things that we as teenagers didn't know about. We were still playing with baby dolls, riding our bikes. When you roll up in the neighborhood, sometimes you may see children playing curveball, basketball. Wherever all the bikes was at, that's where all the children was at. Yes. You know, if I feed your child, you feed my child, it wasn't no problem. If Sally Mae told you to go to the store, you were supposed to go to the store, and you wasn't supposed to take Sally Mae 50 cents or 25 cents from her. You know what I'm saying? Yes. That's the way I was raised. But today, these children, and it's not to blame the mothers, because I hate when people say that. Sometimes you can give a child the best of the very best. It's those around them. My grandmother told me a long time ago, she asked me a question. She said, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. Hello. Peer pressure is a mother. You heard me? So you really have to, for me, I had a mom that would wake up in the middle of the night just to scan the rooms, just to make sure all her children was in a household, you know? Yes. She would go to parent-teacher conferences just to scan in to see, what is my child doing in the classroom? I need to speak with this teacher, because if such and such having a problem, something is not right. Yes. Show up to the bus stops. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to really dive in to see what's going on in your child's life, because that's the type of mother I have. She was always teaching and always giving us knowledge and always telling us certain things. So I felt as though I was already ahead of myself. Yes. Very, very, very early on. Mm-hmm. They gave me all the tools and utensils that I needed, you know, to raise him. Yes. So, and I want to touch back on your mom and your grandmother that you talked about earlier. Let's talk about Miss Tracy. And let me tell you, I do my research, so that's how I know your mama's name, okay? And on the post that you posted, you said that you're a woman of many things, but the best title you carry very well is mother. So look in the camera right now. You just told us that your mom, she instilled all these gems and tools and resources to you and your siblings. So look in the camera right now and tell your mom something, and just tell her how much you love her. Ooh, girl, I love you, girl. Because without you, there would be no me. You hear me? Without you, there would be no me. And I also told you something even when I gave birth, but I love you so much because you've always been there. You never stopped being there. You always told me you was going to be there. You've been there from the moment I said I was pregnant. You held my hand. And I'm so, so grateful for you, Ma, and I love you so, so, so much. I know I didn't order your shoes today, but I will. Okay, and speaking of ordering shoes, let me just tell you something. Baby, y'all dress, okay? Y'all look so good. Y'all dress, hair done, makeup, nails, outfit, everything. Y'all doing it, okay? Y'all are doing it. The apple don't fall too far from the tree, Miss Tracy, okay? So, girl, let me ask you, how has motherhood changed you? Ooh, you know what's so crazy? I didn't think that would happen. Mm-hmm. I thought going into this, I would come out my same self. No, you do not. because in the midst of those 9 months, so many emotions and things start to change within your own self. This little human being, he changed the way I walk, talk. My every thought is, what better way I can be for me to be for him?
Yes.
On all levels, you know, because how could you raise a child without any future plan for them?
Yes.
It's not saying, oh, by the time December comes, he's gonna be able to go to Disney. Not saying that. It's the type of thought that if I die today or tomorrow, he'll be able to be okay. You know, whomever have to take care of them, they'll have what they need to go on, to allow him to get up and be however old he is, to be able to stand on his own at some point and say, well, my mom and dad gave me the push. So now it's my turn to continue the race, you know, because it's not given to the swift.
Okay.
That's in the Bible. But he just changed me so much every day. Literally every day. And for me, it's like Superwoman. You can't, you put children put a fire up in you, and you feel like, I have to do this. There is no excuses. There is no plan B. Plan A has to work.
Yes.
Plan A have to work. And guess what? Even if you have to go back to the drawing board, you're gonna be like, okay, the thing is, I'm not starting from scratch. I'm starting from experience.
Absolutely.
So for me, he changed everything about me. You hear me?
It's such a beautiful experience.
Yes.
Like, it is just, I can't even explain it. I really can't explain it. And let me ask you, although motherhood is such a beautiful experience, we also have hard moments, hard times. And I have this book here. I think it almost 2 years ago, I had a segment on motherhood here on Love Talk, and the book is called Good Moms Have Bad Thoughts. Okay. And I definitely want to send you a copy of this book. After this, I'll get your address and I'll have it Amazon to you. It's a really, really good book, because sometimes we do have those crazy thoughts, you know, like just overthinking things, or just fear, anxiety, different things like this. And this is basically like a self-help book. And I think it's really good. So for you, what challenges have you faced after becoming a mother?
Okay. Let's say, I think not even stepping home. I'm gonna say that first car ride, I had anxiety. That first car ride from the hospital, I had anxiety, because it's like, that's the real moment.
Yes.
That's the moment when you're sitting in that back seat and you're looking down at that baby and you like, okay, here it goes. We going home.
Yes.
There is no help. And when you're a first-time mom, especially in the midst of a pandemic, everyone can't come see you. So you're like, okay, I know my mom gonna come. I know his mom gonna come. You know, the most important people are gonna be at home waiting for us. But for me, it was like, oh my God, can I really do this?
Yes.
You know, you ask yourself those questions, even if you don't say them loudly to anyone in a room with you. You ask yourself, or you feel like, not in a sense of being incompetent, but you feel like, am I really doing this? Can I really do this? Or what the hell is going to happen when X, Y, and Z goes home? You know, will you be able to give that baby a bottle? Will you be able to put that baby to sleep? Will you feel like a woman all over again when it's time for you to go back to work? Will you have separation anxiety? You know, all of those things come to your mind, blows to your mind, like, will I get enough rest? For me, those first 2 weeks was very, very emotional. And I was scared I was gonna go through postpartum, but thank the Lord in heaven that I didn't. I was just very, very emotional, because, oh my God, having a support system is so important. You hear me? It's so important, girl. It's like, it makes you feel okay. It makes you feel relaxed in a sense, even though your hormones is everywhere. But up to this point, to answer your question, I know I talk a lot. Up to this point, I think that's, for me, it's just the learning.
Yes. And like
The
you said,
learning.
every day is something new. And one thing I love that
Right.
you talked about was the support, because I live in Houston now and all my family still live in New Orleans. My husband, people live in Franklin, Louisiana. So when we were up here, I had my son, we were up here too. We moved to Houston in 2016. I had my son in 2018. And that's how I had postpartum, because I didn't have that support. And
separation anxiety.
Yes, ultimately, I didn't even know I was going through it until I was like, why am I having these crazy thoughts? Why am I feeling like this? I'm feeling like myself. And that's why I started Love Talk, you know, but support is so important. So I know you kind of touched on how important support is to you, but how does that support help you?
Ooh, okay. Like as far as my mom, she was here. My mom put my whole house back together. You know, she would come check on us. And like my mom, she literally, I came here and everything was together. You hear? Literally everything. She calls, she checks on us. It's a feeling that you just to have her be a part of this. And you know, like I'm my mama baby, but we have a beautiful relationship. So it's different, you know. It's different for me to be, I don't even have to say I'm feeling this type of way today, because she gonna already sense it. And if I'm quiet on the phone, she gonna be like, I'm coming, or I'm okay, or you sure, or you know, just really, really knowing me, and then getting to know how I am with my child. But she even told me, I know you're gonna be great. I know you're gonna be a great mother. So my mom is like that very, very, that supportive mom, that mom that if I gotta come there to wash you, I'm gonna wash you off. You know, that's the type of mom I have. And then my grandmother on my dad's side, man, support. My grandmother washed, I'm talking about a 75-year-old woman, washed all my clothes week to week.
Yes.
You hear me? Washed, brought food. You hear me? Yes. Listen, I had a whole team here. I had a whole team here. His dad, oh my God, I haven't been to work in a whole year. But to have that Black man.
Speak on it.
To have that Black man stand up and rise up to the occasion, you hear me? When I couldn't even get up out the bed, I could not have done this without him. At all. You hear me? I could have not done this without him, because so many times our Black men are put down.
Yes.
When this happens.
Yes.
But you never let go of me or him. Way before he couldn't even see, was it a boy, was it a girl, he was there. So having that, it makes it all beautiful and well worth it, you know?
Absolutely. And I know they're going to watch this Love Talk. And I personally just want to thank y'all for supporting her, supporting the baby, supporting them in ways that you cannot even imagine is needed. As a mother myself, I'm a mother of two. I know how important that support is. And for y'all to be there for her to be expressing all of this love for you all. Thank y'all from Angel, from Love Talk. Okay. And I just want to talk to you a little bit about yourself as a mom, because as a mom, first time mom, multiple moms, season mom, most of the times we put everyone before ourselves, especially once we have a kid. So how are you putting yourself first putting yourself first to be able to take care of your son?
Okay, that's like my boy started doing me this. I think he sensed me. I know for a fact he does, and he smells me. So 9 times out of the day, throughout the day, like when it's time for me to shower and I leave the room, he knows. But I had to allow him to utilize his lungs sometimes, you know, because mom can't neglect herself. Yes. Because if mom neglect herself, that's where postpartum starts. Yes. And then you get in a root of, oh, disgust, and I can't do this, and this is too much. And, you know, so for me, I still had to be of charge, take charge and say, no, you know, even if you cry for 5 minutes or not even that long, You know, I have to allow you to do that because I still have to take care of myself in order to take care of you.
Yes.
If I neglect me, I'm going to neglect everything that comes with you.
Yes.
So even as far as keeping my personal hygiene up to par, and I would be in here mothering my son, you know, and even have online classes throughout the day. So the day does not stop. Mom does not stop being mom, but Shaquell don't stop being Shaquell. When
Okay.
you got to do it when you're tired. You got to do it when you don't feel like it. When that baby turn over in the middle of the night and dad might be sleeping, but guess what? The baby almost sometimes want the mom anyway. So mom just knows what that baby needs.
Yes.
That baby might be crying, but that baby might not want about it. It may be wet. You know? So for me, it's like learning that, still going to school, and still taking care of the things that I need to take care of. Even like when I first came home, I'm a wine girl, so I haven't had it in a while, but I have so many bottles. So sometimes throughout the day, I would get a glass or just a little sip. You know, I still would get in the hints of if he's sleeping and I feel like I want to smoke my little hookah at night, one of the nights, I do that too. I still try to factor in that me, you know, and not allow motherhood to be able to come in and I lose who I am or who I was. This has only enhanced me, but I don't want to lose myself, you know, if that makes sense.
No, it makes a lot of sense. And I'm glad that you have that mindset of, you know, I also have to pour into myself as well, so I can be able to pour into my son. So I'm glad. I love it. You're speaking gems on here today. Okay. So you are a new mom. And let me just tell you, you're wearing motherhood so well.
Oh, thank
so
you.
Beautiful. Baby, y'all look amazing. You dress nice. You got your stroller. Beautiful here. I love it. You are doing an amazing job. Continue to pour into yourself. You're doing it. You're doing it. Even when it gets hard, it gets tough, just continue to pour those affirmations into yourself. It's gonna get better. It just gets better and better from here, because then he's gonna start moving around. You know, it gets funner because right now he's probably sleeping a lot, but you're doing an amazing job. You look amazing, and just know that you're doing good, okay? And you are a first-time mother. So what are some tips that you can give to other first-time mothers that you have just learned?
Okay. Let's say from the very, very, very beginning. I'm gonna say from the very beginning. I'm gonna start off after I found out I was expecting. The key, even if you're around people that, because I have a very, very close relationship with one of my nieces, my oldest niece. It's different when you become a mom, or when I'm gonna start off when you're expecting. It's very, very different. So from that moment, try to educate yourself. Try to educate yourself on a little bit of everything when it comes down to a baby. You know, what symptoms are you having? How are you feeling? You know, are you bleeding? You know, little things. Don't allow anyone to tell you, oh, that's normal. If you feel as though it's unnormal, speak to your doctor about it. Go to your nearest emergency room. I wouldn't say urgent care because they can't, you know, hear a baby heartbeat or really give you insight on what you really need. So always go to your nearest hospital. From that point, now, as far as for me, I had a difficult pregnancy. Those first 3 months, they was my rough months. So every little thing that looked like it bothered me or didn't seem right, I went to the doctor. I spoke to the doctor about it, which we had so many different appointments. Support. Even if you don't have it, seek the help then, way before this get here. Way before you deliver your child, seek the help now. Go to parenting classes. Certain hospitals, they have them. Try to figure out what bottles you're going to use. What Pampers you're going to use. I bought Huggies and Pampers brand, but I hate Huggies. I love a Pamper. I love Pampers brand, from the wipes on down to the Pampers themselves. Your living arrangements, you know, what type of stroller, what type of car seat you have. It's so many things you actually have to factor in when you have little ones. And
Yeah.
I'm just spitting out a couple of ones that's coming to my mind. But it's so many things, like I say, you have to really factor in when you having kids. And it's not gonna come to you every day, day to day. You know, it may be throughout your entire pregnancy, you still have to learn little things that you may not even know. So like I say, figure out who's gonna be there, even in the room with you. Who's gonna be there? Who can you call on in a time of need? Wherever you work at, how much time do you have? You know, your FMLA, little things like that is very, very important. So many different things, you know, you have to prepare for, even as far as where your baby gonna sleep.
Yep.
You know, if your bed is comfortable enough, clean sheets, you know, new comforter, all trust me, everything matters. So even early on, if you becoming to be a new mom, get a journal and start now. They say I feel as though preparing early is not. Some people say, wait till you're after your third trimester. Wait till after that. You can wait after that to tell people, because that's something that I did. But however, planning, I feel like it's never too early, because you want to be sure while your mind is clear of all debris. Yes. And you're able to think outside of the box, what you will need, what you really want. You know, what's the best doctor? You know, not just for you, but a good pediatrician. Yep. Start looking at daycares now where you can put your kid, you know, on a waiting list or whatever you need to do. Formulas, that's very, very important. Whether you're going to breastfeed, whether you're going to give your baby formula. However, I breastfed the first week. I did not like it. The colostrum, my baby wasn't getting enough. So I called labor and delivery. I asked them, what milk can I put him on? They said, Stimulate 360, Total Care. It's the closest form to breast milk. He does fine on it. He hardly spits up. So even things like that, like as far as breastfeeding or formula, you have to figure that out too, because when you get to that point and you're in a hospital, you don't want them to spring that on you and you're unsure about what you want to do. Yes. So start now, you know?
Absolutely. And I really love what you said about starting now, journaling. That the biggest thing is journaling, because I write everything down. So I love the journal advice. Yeah, girl, I have so many journals. It's a shame. So let me ask you, before we wrap it up here, you did say earlier that you want to give your kid, you know, like we talked about the financial literacy, and you want your kid when he gets older to say, we live here and things like that. So how have you now started preparing for his future?
Okay, so for me, like, his birth certificate came, but his social hadn't. So of course, you know, you can't really get too much of a bank account. But I started putting things to the side, so that way there, when all of that comes in, I can at least put something to the side for him. And that's another thing my grandmother did. My grandmother put money away for me, and I was able to touch it when I was 21. So even having that, you know, it carries on to you when you have your child. You want your child to be able to say, well, okay, my mom did X, Y, and Z, or my mom did teach me how to go into the bank and how to sit down with someone and say, I want such and such out of my account, or I need such and such, you know, or I know how to count this, that, or the third, you know, I know how to go in and make a deposit or get money for the fact. Some kids don't know how to walk into a bank. Some don't know how to walk up to a register and get cash back. You know, so even little factors like that is very, very important. But to start off, I'm going to do a bank account for him. And then look at other ways, you know, because even you can put your kids on your credit cards and make them become authorized users. So that way there, when they do get of age, they already have credit.
Yep. And I am a licensed financial professional. I have some ways that I can show you. I'll text you all of that once we get off of here, and we can definitely set some things up for him. So I'm definitely going to send you that stuff. Okay.
Come on, child.
Yes. And I ask all of my guests, what is a philosophy that you live on and stand by?
You know what? I'm going to say this because to the root of it all, I'm a praying child. And for me, oh Lord, have mercy. I ask God to order my steps in whichever way he sees fit for my life. And if something gets rough or difficult, or I feel like I can't see my way, I pray my way through. And when it gets to that point, I throw my hands up and I give it to him.
Mm-hmm.
I leave it there because he's the head of my life.
Yes.
He's the head. He's the head and he's not the tail. So for me to do anything, this walk of life or this journey that I'm on, to do anything, he have to be first.
Yes.
He have to be first. That's the philosophy that I live off of. You know, I can pray about something and I know when I get up the next day, or it may not come the next day, but the affirmations, they're gonna come back to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I say, okay, God told me to do X, Y, and Z. Or if it just fall at my feet. I'm gonna say this before we even get off of here. Just a year ago, I was praying and I was saying, Lord, I'm coming on year 7 with law enforcement, but I don't know if there's something that I still want to do. God has something better in store for me. I was already pregnant, but I took a month off from work because I felt like I needed that break. So I took a month off, but this was already in place to happen. God said, I got something better in store for you. I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you the greatest gift of all a woman could possibly have. Yes. Baby, I found that I was expecting. The whole while I'm thinking I'm going through something, because you know in law enforcement it's so much go on. Sometimes you do have that mental state to say, wait, I have to step back, you know, and get myself together. But it wasn't even that. So God said, you pray for this, but I'm gonna give you that.
Yes.
You know, so he gave me something. I'm gonna give you something that's gonna give you some more running to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make it make sense all the way. I'm gonna put you in a position so you ain't got to go back to that job right now. You know, I'm gonna give you something greater than what you got. So, like I said, he's the head and not the tail. That's the way I live every day, every day, every day. And you know, some people not big on religion, but when you have a personal relationship with God, it gets easier.
Yes.
It gets easier and it gets better.
I agree. Hey, man. Look, he's looking around.
Say hey.
How old is he and what is his name?
Oh my God, his name is X. He's 6 weeks.
Oh my goodness. Hey, handsome.
I'm 6 weeks.
Hey, handsome. And my son just walked in. He's supposed to be in the other room. Say hey, Father.
Hey.
Since it is Mother's Day, this
is
he
handsome.
Segment, I'm allowing him to be on here. He said, hi.
He's so handsome. Hi.
Thank you.
Hey, buddy.
How old are you? You're not 4. How old are you?
I'm about to be 4.
I'm about to be 4. That's right.
Girl, you handsome.
Thank you.
Gonna be a problem.
Okay. And I just want to thank
you for
about to be 4. He got to let you know. And I just want to thank you so much for coming here, being on Love Talk. I know you're so busy. You have your baby. You know, I know how motherhood is. Are you still in school now?
We have hours.
Oh, yes.
See, yes. I'm proud of you.
I had a 9 o'clock and a 2 o'clock class today. So like I said, it don't stop.
It don't stop.
It don't stop.
Okay, so I just really okay, baby, let mommy finish. I just really want to thank you for coming on Love Talk, being on Love Talk. Definitely text me your address. I'm gonna send you a copy of this book through Amazon.
Okay, thank you.
You are so welcome. It is complimentary of Love Talk. And I just want to let you know to just continue to pour into yourself. Use your support system when you need it. You know, you're a new mom. There's no manual. Reach out if you need anything. I'm here if you need anything. I have resources. You know, whatever you need, I am here. And you're doing an amazing job. You are wearing motherhood.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for this experience. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. And thank y'all for tuning into Love Talk. Make sure that y'all tune in all month long. We are talking phases of motherhood. As you can see, we are mothers. We have the kids. And y'all have a good night. Good night, everybody. Say good night.
Good night.
Good night.